Hello, welcome to my stamp studio. Tonight is our week 3 of our Christmas card series. Can you believe it? Week 3 already? Oh my gosh, where is October going? It's just flying. I'm just getting my feed going over on the other side here. And just to, oopsie, yeah, there we go. I had to mute it. Just so I can see me live. So say hi, tell me where you're watching from, and tell me a little bit about what Christmas projects you're doing. I would love to know. Ooh, I don't need to see me in full screen there. Ooh, that was kind of scary. But I would love to see your comments. So make sure you say hi. Let me know you're there. I don't know about you, but I have been just exhausted this week. I'm getting ready for that craft fair and just trying to get all my ducks in a row. And I tell you, this change in season just makes me exhausted. How about you guys? I don't know. It's always a challenge. So I do have something fun to share tomorrow. So I wanted to share the starter kit, and I'm going to show you what I got for a starter kit. And oh, I just dropped my trimmer. Hold on. It was right at my feet and I dropped it. So I'm going to share tomorrow night what you can get in your starter kit. Because the starter kit, you get to pick out everything that you want. Stampin' Up! Doesn't tell you what they're going to give you. You get to pick out what you want. It is a great deal. Best deal in the catalog. It really is. It's $99 and you get $155 of stuff that you pick. And that will go through the end of October. So, but tonight we're all about making Christmas cards, right? And I've got 4 different cards for you tonight. I did change up the bundles a little bit, and that's because some of them are not available. They will be coming back available a little bit later this month, so don't worry, you'll still have time to make your cards. But we're going to switch things up a little bit tonight. If you get dizzy, please close your eyes. And I'm going to apologize right now. Cooper found a toy. And this toy has a water bottle inside of it, and it just cracks and creaks, and yeah, it's making a lot of noise. So I apologize for that. It's going to be what it is. That's, that's Cooper for you. At least he's not doing naughty things during my live, right? Okay, close your eyes. I'm going to flip my camera down, and we're going to get going tonight. I'll let you know when to open them. Maybe I can click that button. There we go. Now I got my desktop. Let me adjust just a tad. Okay, we should be good to go. Nice clean desktop. I got all the embossing powder off of it. It feels nice. Yeah, well, it's not going to be off for too long because we're going to be embossing tonight. I just want to adjust a little bit here. It's kind of crooked. All right, here we go. All right, so let's get started with our first card tonight. So now, with this card class, you can actually get this card kit for free as a gift from me when you spend $40 in my online store. And what I do is I mail this to you. Totally free of charge is my thank you to you for purchasing in my online store. I do have a host code that you need to use, and sorry, I was laughing at Anne's comment. And my desk here is clean. Behind me and in front of me, it's a whirlwind. Oh my gosh, getting ready for that craft fair. I can't wait until the craft fair is over so that I can clean, purge, and put things away. It's just, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. Actually, I do like doing craft fairs. I get to meet people and bring more people into my little community here. And I love to be able to share all that with everybody. So that's really why I do my craft fairs. I really don't go to make tons of money. I mean, it's a bonus when I do. But I am going to be taking some pictures over the weekend of things that I will be selling at the craft fair. And you can see what I've been making. And I'll let you know how they sold. But anyways, going back to this. This class kit will be mailed directly to you. I pay the shipping. It is my thank you to you for purchasing in my online store. I will post the host code. In fact, I can probably do that right now while we're sitting here. It does come in a nice little package. My little package usually has a little sticker on it. It will have the links to the video. So I do upload these videos to YouTube. So this is totally free to watch. But yeah, when you place the order, you not only do you get this class kit, but I do email you a PDF tutorial with all the measurements and step-by-step instructions and pictures, so you have it. So, okay, now this host code will expires on Monday at midnight, because then I put the order through and I get everything shipped out to you. Oh, if I could spell midnight, we'd be all ready and set. Okay, I'll enter, Control V. There we go. All right. So that is an actual link that I just put in the comments, so you can click on that link. It jumps you right to my online store, and it does have a host code. So my demonstrator ID has changed, so make sure that you're using my most current links. Yeah, and let's get going here. I just want to adjust my light because it's right in my eyeballs. All right. So let's see. So we have Ann there. We have Beth. Hello, everyone. You're trying to get your Christmas cards done? Yeah, I haven't really started on mine, but you know, I make so many that it'll just be kind of a potluck on what I send out. All right, let's get started on our first card here. I'm going to change it up slightly from my sample. Because I didn't really feel like using gold embossing powder again. I'm going to use silver because I have some silver ribbon here I'm going to be using. So this is with our Yuletide stamp set. And oh no, I forgot to grab my stamp set. Okay, so this is Yuletide Village. I will be having, actually, I don't have the date set. I will be doing that this weekend. I'll be doing it actually tomorrow. I am going to have this as a class. I'm going to be doing a super... I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be one of the two. I haven't decided. I'll decide by tonight. And what I do is I offer a class. So the class might be like $35 or $30. This one might be $35 because I'm going to include the stamp set in it. And then I cut all the cardstock for you. I design all the cards. And then you come and stamp everything. And then you have your stamp set and extra supplies to take home. I'm also going to offer it as a to-go one. So if you're not local to me and want the classes, you'll be able to have that option too. Like I said, I just need to write everything up. And hopefully I get that through and out by tomorrow morning. We're trying our best there. Okay, so now I need pull all the little contents out of your kit. So this is your first little kit here. And I'm going to get rid of this notepad I have sitting here. I don't really need it on my desk. Okay, and I need my Memento Black. Now I put it with one of the other cards. Whoopsie. Oh, shoot. I just knocked over a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so I'm just getting out the Memento Black here. I thought I had it with this one. Where did I put it? Well, we'll be using Memento Black, and we'll be using Versamark, and... okay, here it is, Memento Black. We'll be using some blends. Again, if you don't have blends and you like to use watercolor pencils, feel free to change it up. And when you place an order in my online store, you don't have to necessarily order the things that I am using. You can order whatever you'd like. I will make a list of all the stuff I am using though, so that if there is something that you like, you can get that. And I'm just grabbing my blends because I forgot to pull those over. All right. Oh, I need Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow. Okay. All right. So the, excuse me, blend colors I'm using are going to be Pecan Pie. We have our Mossy Meadow. We're going to be using Petal Pink and Pool Party. Now, some of you that have been with me for a long time would be really proud that I'm using Petal Pink, because Petal Pink is not normally my color. All right, so I have a piece of my base here is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have another layer here of Petal Pink, and that's 4 by 5 1/4. Again, all of these measurements will be in the PDF tutorial that gets sent when you receive your card kit. All right, I have a piece of Pecan Pie, which I've die cut out using the Deco rectangles. I have another piece of basic white that I cut out using the decorative rectangles. And then I have a strip of petal pink and a strip of pumpkin pecan pie. And my envelope. So just put my envelope off to the side. And then I have a piece of white for the inside of the card. Now this card is so light that you wouldn't necessarily need to do that. Or you could actually have another piece of, I kind of actually like that. Just another die cut in there, but we'll use this piece. Okay, let's start with our stamping on this, because all the other stamping I'm going to be doing, and you have a little scrap in there too. All the other stamping will be embossing. So we're going to start with this and grab I'm going to grab my little tree, and I'm going to grab a couple of the little buildings here. All right. You can change it up and use whichever little building that you want here. So I've got this one. I'm using my larger block here, and I'll show you in just a moment here. And I'm kind of using my taller houses. All right. So what I did here is I put these together. So I want to take my piece of basic white here, and I'm trying to fit these so that they fit on here together, but I want a little bit of space between them. I know they'll fit because I did it before. So we're just going to do that. All right. So it doesn't have to be totally lined up. It's all right. So we'll go ahead and ink that. And then we'll do our coloring. I thought about really doing the coloring ahead of time. Let me know what you think about that. Do you like me to have the coloring done, or do you like to watch me color? Sometimes I think it might get a little boring. But you tell me. If you enjoy it, then I'll keep doing it that way. All right, so I'm just going to stamp that right on here. And for some reason, I'm opposite of what I had before. Okay, well, my little village is opposite. It happens, right? I wasn't intending on going rogue, but I guess I'm going to. Okay, I was intending on going rogue because I'm doing silver, not gold tonight. All right, and I need a little tree right here. Now, yes, the tree does have to be fussy cut. It's all right. It's not that bad. All right. So I clean all that. And, oops, I just dropped a block that I need. Yeah, and my dog's not happy with me either, because right in front of this desk is usually where he lays when I'm doing this stuff. But I have a big shelf that I'm getting rid of, and it's sitting right in front of my desk right now. Okay. So I'll put those away in a minute. Let's get coloring here. So I'm just going to take my Mossy Meadow. I'm going to start with my dark, and I am just going to wave that a little bit. It was just still a little wet, I saw. All right. And I'm just going to add some darker color in here. I don't know why it's taken such a long time to dry today. Oh, it's not humid in my house or anything. It's actually kind of... My husband turned on the heat. I had to yell at him the other day. I'm like, really? It's not that cold out yet. Put a sweatshirt on. Dude, turning on the heat already. What is he thinking? And this is my light Mossy Meadow. So now I'm just going to go ahead and color this all in. I think I'm going to use this other end, though. We're just going to color it in. And as I'm doing this, I can blend the light and the dark together. So I'm just going a little circular motions. Okay. All right, remember, tell me if you think I should do all my coloring ahead of time, or if you like to see how I use my blends or whatever. I'd love to know that. So now we'll grab our light pecan pie, and oops, I did my first house. Now I got to pay attention because I'm doing it opposite of what I had. So I'm going to color this in, and and you don't have to color in everything in the design. You know, maybe you want to leave some of the things white. It's totally fine to do that. All right. I'm going to grab my dark now. So I'm just trying to do all the same color all at one time here. We'll get our chimney. We'll get our little shutters here. All right. And, oh, I forgot right above here. Kind of the roof. Okay, and we'll get this roof line right here. All right. I'm going to come over and do all the other ones. All right, and then this one. I'm leaving a little snow on the windowsills kind of by itself. And we'll do the doorstep here. And this. And we'll get our little roof right there. Okay. All right. Since I have my little green out, I might as well just go ahead and kind of color in that little bow on the door there. We'll bring in our pool party. That's what this is, pool party. And yeah, I'm really kind of thrown off, sorry, because like I said, my my original is a little different than this one. I keep looking at it going, how did I color that again? Because I made this one weeks ago. It was kind of a, basically I got the idea off of the catalog and the mini catalog, and I just kind of ran with it. I was like, oh, I don't want just a little part of it. I want it all done. So I went and did that. And I'm going to go back a little bit more because I really want this to be a little darker. So I'm going to add just a little bit more color in. Well, good thing we did because I missed that whole part of the house right there. So you can really tell when your blends are starting to run out because the colors get lighter. I do have another set of pool party. I was planning ahead. All right, and then I'm going to take my light pool party, and I'm going to use this to color in my windows here. I'm just going really light over these. I mean, you can barely see it, and that's kind of what I want. It'll pop out more later. All right. So once I get this building colored in, you'll see it. And we're going to color our door in here. I forgot to do that in our pecan. All right. Now let's bring in our petal pink. And we'll do our, oops, that's not a good end. We're going to do our door here. Oh, I forgot to do the roof line right there. All right, and now we're going to do this building. And why did I choose petal pink? I don't know, because it matches the cardstock. I don't know, I went with it. I was kind of trying to do more subtle colors. So that's why I went with it. And again, I don't know why. It says dark petal pink. We'll just add another layer of it. Around my little snowman here. And let's get back here and finish where I missed. Do you ever do that? You find all of a sudden you're coloring something, it's like, oh, how did I miss that in the first place? Yep, I did. Okay. And this one we're going to color our door in petal pink too. All right. So I can put these all away. Well, not away, just out of my way. All right. So we got that done. We're going to go ahead and bring in our pecan pie here. And I'm going to go ahead and just adhere that down. Okay, get that started. So I'm just going to layer that right on there. All right. Now, that strip of pecan pie, where did it go? Here it is. We're going to do a little bit of stamping with that one. I do need to bring in a little scrap of something. So I used this the other day when we were doing our hump day lunch break. And I'm going to grab the little bricks here. So we're going to make like a little stone wall. All right. And I'm going to go as close to the bottom as I can. Now, since I'm stamping up further from my head, I can't really see it too well. All right, we'll just do a little more at the end. Okay, that's good enough. Does not have to be perfect, does not have to be even, because if you think about a stone wall, a lot of times it kind of sinks down into the dirt. All right, now I need to stamp this. We're gonna, let's just fussy cut this real quick so I have it all ready to go. Again, I gotta try and find the Facebook rules. Maybe there's some way I can play a little music in the background. Maybe I just need to start doing my lives on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking at purchasing some software that will allow me to do this on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I find that I spend a lot of time trying to get that done, you know, uploading my files and all that stuff, and it could be time that I could spend on other things. Okay, now what am I doing? I'm grabbing my Petal Pink here, and I'm going to pull in my Falling Snow. All right, so in the catalog, you'll see these two right next to each other. And really, they do coordinate very well together. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to use my Versamark pad. And because I've been rearranging, I have no idea where I put my clear block. So I'm going to pull out my old Stamparatus here. And the only reason I'm doing this is I just need a flat surface. That's all. You know, kind of something to hold my stamp pad to. All right, so now we're going to take our Versamark. I don't need that color. All right, Versamark and this. All right. So I'm just inking this up. And I'm just making sure I have it all inked up. Now again, you can choose gold, you could choose copper, you could choose silver, whatever embossing color you want. You could do white. Does not matter. Now, I know my card is going sideways, and a lot of this is going to be covered up. So what I want to do is have this over to my right side there. So now I'm just going to take this and, oh, darn, I'm going to flip it over. We'll re-ink that. I was too far on the edge. So I'm going to put it down right over here, there, and I'm just going to take this and just rub it. Making sure I'm not sliding the paper. So when I'm rubbing this, I'm holding it down and I'm just rubbing. All right. Now, let's get our... You can't really see it on there, so which side did I do now? This side. I think that's the side I did. Okay. I gotta stop staring at it because what I need to do is get my embossing powder on there. Now, Versamark will stay damp for a little while, not real long, so you know, you kind of have to have your things ready to go. And now I'm just going to take this and put it that way. Right this way, and then I'm just going to flick it. Kind of get some of the excess off the bottom. That is a technical term, flick. All right, we're going to move this out of the way so I don't dump it and I don't melt it. Oh, I've got one more thing to stamp. I need to stamp my sentiment. All right, so notice this doesn't have a sentiment in it. So I'm going to have to grab a stamp set with a sentiment. And let's see here. Which stamp set? I don't remember which one I used before. What one did I use? Holy cow, I don't remember. So I'm just going to have to grab anything. All right, what did I use before? Oh, that's not it. I don't remember, and it's not sitting here, so where did it go? Oh, I know, I think I grabbed the throughout the year. Yep, that's what it is. Throughout the year. And I grab my Happy Holidays. I like the stamp set because it has things for all year round. So if you need a sentiment set for all year round, it's your go-to. All right, we'll get this on that long block. And we'll ink this up with our verse. Oh, did I really do that? I did. Hold, please. I need to redo this. I just put my hand in it. There we go. I said, Versamark is kind of forgiving. It does stay moist for a while. I know, I hate that word, but, you know, I don't know. It's the only word I can think of at the moment. Because the other word was juicy, and yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to use juicy. All right. So I'm just going to stamp that right on there. I'm going to stamp it kind of to the right a little bit, because I'm going to be putting my tree. And sorry, this is in the way, but trust me, you'll see it in just a moment. And just give it a flick here. And because I didn't use my embossing buddy, you can kind of see I have some extraneous stuff there. So we'll just grab our handy dandy little brush. Maybe that's not the best one. We'll try this one. And just get those extra little flakes out of there. All right. And this doesn't really have enough on the H over here. So let's try and get a little more. So again, just going back and kind of tapping it off. All right. Sorry, I was concentrating. All right, let's close up our Versamark here. And since I have this right here, I'm just going to take care of it right away. Maybe. Okay, here it is. There's nothing worse than spilling your embossing powder all over, because it gets really gritty and grainy. It kind of drives me crazy, actually. It's one of those feelings I don't like. All right, so it's a little bit gritty and grainy over here, but you know, we'll make do. Get rid of this. I'll be using embossing later, so this tray though has to get put off to the side, and put it right there. Okay, let's bring our heat tool in. And let's grab our tweezers. So while that's heating up, I'm just going to grab this. And I have to figure out my outlet situation. It's not good right now. I don't want to melt my pad on my table there, so this does go pretty quick. If your heat tool is warm, you know, if you've used it, it'll heat things up pretty darn quickly. Pretty darn quick, I should say, not quickly. That didn't make sense. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Now, I need to pull this in. And just find a place where I don't have a lot of embossing powder. All right. And this I wasn't so worried about having all the extra dust off of it. It's going to be, a lot of it's going to be covered. But look how shiny that's getting. And it'll still look like it's snow on there, so I'm not real worried about it. But I do like using these tweezers because I don't burn my fingers. And I don't rub off my embossing powder. If I were to do it with my hand, I would have burned my hand and I would have gotten embossing powder all over and not where I wanted it to be. Okay, it's almost done. Sticky mail. Thank you. By the way, in case you didn't know, the other Beth Maxwell is my human thesaurus. I look to her whenever I use my words. So she was very helpful in always supplying me my vocabulary. And I do really appreciate it. I'm giggling because I'm thinking of all the times that you've given me my words back. Alright. There we go. Oh, pretty. Let's remove this and hopefully my dog doesn't catch the cord. Alright. We're going to move this out of the way. Don't get your dog hair on there. I got to clean that. Okay. So now we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. A lot of times when I'm embossing a lot of things, I'll do all my embossing all at one time. There we go. Ooh, that's really pretty. In fact, I don't know which one I like more, the silver or the gold. I like both. Okay, we're going to take this. We're going to pop this up with some dimensionals, I think. Dimensionals, where are you? Dimensionals, where did you go? Oh. Seriously, I had them. Here they are. I found them. Okay, I'll put them under the class kit. Alright. I know, new pack of dimensionals. Super exciting, right? Okay. Yeah, it's, I was kind of disappointed when they changed, the embossing powder that they have. But this stuff, actually, this new Wow embossing powder, it melts a lot faster and just, it's not as, I think it's even finer, a finer powder. Yeah, I do like it. It took me a little bit to get used to it just because it was a different, different brand. But I do like it. All right, so we're going to put that right up here. All right, so we're going to take our strip here. I do need to put, I think I put that on dimensionals. Oh, what I did was this. Okay. I know what I did. I put these two layering each other just like that. Okay, kind of how, I'm going to take one to start with here. All right. Just getting it lined up where I want. I'm going to put one, oh, of course. It moved. Probably could have used Scotch tape to do that. And you know what? I think I'm going to. Because it just keeps moving out of place. So we'll just get rid of that. Okay. A little Scotch tape will go a long way. It would go a really long way if I had it right here. Okay. Where's my Scotch? Okay. It's not going to be Scotch tape. Alrighty then. We'll just do a little something else. I'm going to take this. Use the back of this. We'll use liquid glue. I know I'm indecisive. Like I said, I made this card months ago. And alright, so I'm just taking just a little bit of glue. It's going to be held together really with dimensionals, but this gives me the ability to just set it on there where I want it. That way when I flip it over to the back side to put my dimensionals on, it'll stay. Now I am putting my dimensionals lower on this piece here. And I am going to use quite a few. Okay. Because what I'll do is I will butt up this piece to the edge of that deco rectangle. I'm just going to slide this, kind of use it as my guideline. This side is going all the way to the edge. There we go. And really, it depends on where you put your dimensionals, on where that's going to sit. All right, so that's that. Let's get our little tree that we cut out. And yes, we're using a dimensional on that one as well. Doot. Feel free to make the doot when you're doing those. All right, so there we go. And now I'm going to bring in some of our gold and silver trim. It comes with both the gold and silver, so I've got the silver right here. And kind of the reason I went with silver tonight is because the embellishments that we're going to be using are these dark and light smoky slate embellishments. For some reason, a lot of the embellishments went on back order, so my original plans kind of backfired on me. But that's all right. Let's see. Where are my ribbon scissors? Oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear, dear. All right, well. I have found with this scissors that it does not like to cut all the time. All right. All right, we'll get this rolled up and put out of the way. You just got this set? Nice. All right. Yeah, so Becky, earlier I was talking about I'm going to be offering it's either going to be a Super Saturday or Super Sunday, but it's going to be a series of classes. It'll be 3 or 4 different classes you can choose from, and they'll feature different bundles and stamp sets. One of them will be the Yuletide Welcome. I am going to include the stamp set in it, but for people that already have the stamp set, I'll just be offering. I can't find glue dots either. Oh, that's because I used them all. Hold on, I gotta get new ones. I've been doing a lot of work with my craft. Would you stop, please? My craft fair. So I've been using a lot of glue dots. So we'll just grab this glue dot right here. When I'm making a whole series of cards, what I like to do is I'll tie them all, and then I will just run a whole bunch of my bows right on here, so that way it's all there and I don't have to try and tie them. Because there's sometimes like a bow challenge where I can only tie, maybe 10 of them. And if I'm making 100 cards, oh my gosh, it's kind of hard. All right, let's see where I put the embellishments now. It's in one of the other boxes. Okay, here we go. So this is our basic gray and smoky slate pearls. Again, I will list all these. I will try to take my pictures and get the email out first thing tomorrow. It won't go out tonight. And let's just take some of these. Oop, well, that's not going to work. Okay, we'll use our finger. All right, and I'm just going to randomly put some of these around. Like, I think I'm going to put one right here. I don't want to... They kind of sit a little higher, so I'm kind of being a little bit more selective where I'm placing them. Smoky slate would be, yeah, definitely. You're right. Should have thought that one through. I didn't. Oh, well. It didn't happen that way. But that is a really good idea. All right. So if you want to switch it out, feel free. We're going to put one right on the... No. I don't like it there. I don't know. I don't know where I want it. We'll just put one... I don't know. I don't know where I want this. It's too busy over there. Okay. We're going right there. All right. This one I didn't need a whole lot of embellishments on just because that background is so pretty. So again, here's the silver and here's the gold. So yeah, I think doing a smoky slate, yep, that would have been a good idea. So when you make your card, you can choose whatever embossing powder you would like to use to make your card look wonderful, or just replace that piece of, where did this come from? Where did this come from? Where did that come from? Oh boy. All right, well, I'll keep it like this. All right, let's get all these pieces put away here so that I can get out my next set. Okay, we got our little home here. I haven't used the church yet, but I'm really kind of excited to do it. And then they have one that's kind of like a little log cabin. I'm going to do that one too. So that is in the other class. We'll get our little brick wall, our tree, and we'll get this put away. Sorry again, if I don't put things away, they will get lost and I'll be upset with myself. So I'd like to get them put away right away. Okay. Let's go to a fun, sweet little card now. And this is using our Christmas Friends stamp set. So this is the newer one that we haven't used this week yet, or in this series yet. Again, I am going to be coloring a little bit. And you could stamp this on colored cardstock. I just found I liked it that way. And I just need the green. All right, so we'll talk through some of the stuff I've used for this. And when I pull out your pieces so you can see it. Okay, let's see. Let's get our envelope out. I have a handy dandy little kit here. All right. All right, so I'm kind of got a mess going. I am not liking this mess. Let me just pick it up a little bit. I feel a little overwhelmed with all the mess. Okay, so we're using our, I'm going to move this out of the way too. We're just going to have a whole tower of stamp pads over there. I'm really close to my frame and I don't know if I can move it up a little bit. Let's see. Trying to make it straight, but I don't think I did. I wanted to just lift this up a little bit. All right, so we're going to be using our Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder for this one. We're going to pull out our Greetings This Season. Now, I'm not using a stamp set, but what I did use is the die right here, okay? So I'm using that. And then, of course, our Christmas Friends stamp set and coordinating dies. So you could use any dies for this. It doesn't matter for your label. So in this kit here, you get some of the gold and silver trim. We're going to be making a bow with that. You have a piece of real red, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we have a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card. I realized I didn't do the other inside, but okay. We'll make sure we do it on this one. I have a piece of that real red that I ran through the embossing folder. You can decide which side you like. One is a little bit more raised, one is not. So this is the deboss, this is the emboss side. So I'm going to use the raised side up. Then you have a piece of garden green. I ran that through the die cut machine, so you have your die. Don't worry, it's going to be hidden. No one's going to even know what you did. All right, I've done that piece for you. That's how it is in the kit. All right, so then we're going to be putting these layers together. So let's start with that. Whew. Sorry, all of a sudden I just got really warm. I'm going to have to turn my fan. Oopsie. All right. Oh, that wasn't the fan, obviously. Okay. You know, as women, we suffer through a lot of things in our life. And as we get older, we really shouldn't have to keep suffering through more. It's not fun. I'm not having a good time with this. All right. So now in the back of this, I'm going to put some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop that up. Ooh, got the little windy. Hold on. That's going to blow everything around. Well, it feels really good. It's going to just blow my stuff all over the place. All right. All right, so this is a Pray Fast card. We do have a fun fold coming up. There we go. All right, so when I purchase a bundle or a stamp set, I like to make anywhere between 5 and 10 cards. Just because that way I feel like I've used it. It means a lot. But it also just kind of inspires me. Once I start working on it, I'm like, ooh, I could do this, and ooh, I could do that. So when you order something, take some time when you first get it just to play with it. Don't necessarily have something, in mind that you want to make. I mean, it's great if you do, but just play with it because, your creativity that's inside of you will just jump out there and say, oh, let's try this, and oh, let's try that. All right, so there's my bow for later. I need to stamp the little leaves on here, so let's get out our stamp set. So I'm going to stamp the little tree here. It kind of reminds me of a little Charlie Brown tree. So we'll get our Charlie Brown tree going here. And I'm going to stamp that in Garden Green, and that was what our cardstock is. So it's tone on tone. And I'm just going at different heights with this. And before I forget, I actually do want to take the inside. And I am going to just stamp my tree right on the bottom there. Cooper, would you stop chewing on whatever you're chewing? Thank you. All right, that'll be for the inside. Okay. So now, let's clean that up before I put my hand in it. You have a piece of white there, and you're going to be using that to stamp your moose on. Now, if you have a different stamp set, you can swap that other stamp set out for this. Use the same design with multiple stamp sets. You're not bound to one. This is the next bundle that I'm going to be working on a lot. All right, so we're going to take this piece here, grab our black memento. I need my moose. I need a block for my moose. Stop chewing on things. Sorry, my dog is chewing on something that's really making a lot of noise. Stop it. There's no reason to chew. Stop. Oh, don't give me that look. Don't give me the stink eye. You're being naughty. Sorry. He was being sassy. Then he gives me the stink eye. Really? All right, so I'm going to just ink this up. Then I inked it too much. I pushed too hard with my memento there. Let me just clean that off. Usually I clean my rubber stamps with my scrub, but I don't have it handy. Okay, so does anyone else do craft fairs? I have them, like my stuff all over the house, like in different areas. I like have staging areas. It's like, okay, this area is where I'm going to do these projects and get it all staged and have it all completed. Yeah, I spread out over the house. My husband's like, are you going to clean this up yet? I'm like, yeah, eventually, like after the weekend. Poor guy. He's actually pretty okay with it, but I know it drives me crazy too. So, All right, so we got him stamped. We're gonna go ahead and get it colored in. I'm gonna try to do this pretty quickly so that I'm not driving you crazy watching me color. We're gonna move my finished card out of the way here, and let's do this here. So for this one, I'm changing up my colors a little bit. I am using the SU 100 and 200. I forgot what this is called. I think it's like dark skin tone or something. It's a skin tone blends, but it's the 100 and 200. And you get them both in one package. So that's what we're going to be using here. So I'm going to start with my dark. And I'm just going to kind of dot along where these lines are on the image. Okay. Right underneath here, right here. I'm going to do it right here. Again, just dotting it. Now this one I'm going to be coloring in with the dark completely. I think that's what I did. Well, that's what we're doing now. Oh, if I could color in the lines. Apparently, coloring in lines is not something I can do tonight. Alright, we're going to add a little bit there too. Alright. Now you can use whatever color blends you want. I just decided I want to try something a little different. Alright. I could even go with a little bit lighter of the browns, but I just went with this one. His big old nose here, I thought was going to be really cute if I do it dark. Alright. So now we got a little bit over here we can do. Alright. So now we'll come back with our light here. And I'll pull some of that dark in. Not from the nose part here. But when I get to where I dotted, I'm going to just really go in a circular motion, kind of pull out some of that dark coloring. I just want it there for kind of like a shadow. That's all I'm doing. Cooper, you are driving me crazy. He's got some toy he's been chewing on. It's just, he's making the worst noises. All right. I'm going to just quickly color this here. Hopefully kind of stay in the lines. Well, hello, Jean. Thank you. Nice to see you here. All right. So we'll get this done. So how many of you have used blends? Do you like using blends, or are you a watercolor kind of person, or you like your markers? I like blends because well, they blend. You know, that's kind of the part of it. So because I don't color in like one direction, I find it harder to use my markers. So I'm just taking Smoky Slate here and doing the skates. We're going to leave his little skates white. And you can color his socks in whatever color you want. I happen to be using Granny Apple Green. Now, even though my card is Garden Green, I don't have a Granny Apple Green blend, so that's why we're using Granny Apple Green. It still looks cute. All right. So now I'm just going to alternate my colors on my scarf. And notice I'm not even taking my dark and light. I'm just using one of them. I just grabbed one and ran with it. You don't even have to use green. You can change your color, you know, your cardstock up to be anything else too. I just was trying to go with more traditional Christmas colors with this one. I diverged slightly there by using my Granny Apple Green, but it's okay. It still is going to look darn cute. We're going to pull in our color lifter, I think, and kind of lift up some of the color from his little nose, because you can't really see it really well, and I want that to be, I want you to be able to see his little face. So let's grab our color lifter. Now again, when you're using a color lifter, I'd recommend going in one direction and just do a little at a time, and then you can always come back later and do a little more. All right, so I'm looking at where his little eyebrows are. His little eyes. All right. And we'll just warm, we'll do a little bit over here. We'll do a little bit down here. By his ears. All right. So I'm just going to leave that set aside a little bit, and you'll eventually see it get a little bit lighter. So it's really based on what colors you use to do it. I'm going to actually die cut it out right away. We'll put these blends back in place. So grab my little die cut machine here. So I got my little mini machine. Mini but mighty. Yes, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, I think because there's no garden green blend because of the Granny Apple Green and the Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. So that would be my guess. Because there's not every color blend. Now, if it were up to me, I would have every color in a blend. But that's just me. Ooh, I cut that out pretty poorly. Oh well. It is what it is. Talking and chewing gum at the same time isn't working for me tonight, I guess. All right. So, that's okay. It kind of like brightens it up a little bit. And I'm going to put my bow right over that little dot. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to take a little glue dot here. And it's a new roll. They're right at the end. I'll just grab this one right here at the end. Squish it on my knot. And I'm just going to squish it right there. And I am just going to actually put this one right on my card front, if I can get my seal to roll. I don't know what happened here. I got a piece of cardstock on it that's preventing it from running. Okay. There we go. Come on. Play nice. Be nice. I am using quite a bit of adhesive on there just because it's going over that embossed piece. All right. And our little moose here. So he's kind of lightened up a little bit. I'm just going to leave it like it is, and we're just going to put that on a card front. Now, I am going to use quite a few dimensionals. I do want him to really be supported and not out there by himself. All right, we'll take off our backings. And we'll just set him right on the front. And then for a sentiment, you could stamp Happy Holidays on the front and put it on a tag. I am just going to stamp my Happy Holidays right inside there. Let me get my dies here and get this put away before I lose it. There is a little word part in here. Oh, I didn't even notice that there was a big circle in there too. Oh, I didn't even notice that. All right, and you got little dies to make presents with. You can make some little stars. Oh, and there's little musical notes. Oh, you make that into a wreath. Yep, we're going to have to play with this a lot more. Okay. Oh, I want to stamp my sentiment. And since I have my green out here, that's the color I'm going to use for my sentiment. I don't know what I do with my red. Okay. So I could stamp Happy Holidays right down here, and I could like have a nice big note. Here we go. Something a little different. And then for our envelope here, if it's not sticking to all my glue dots, I could take my little tree again, which I already cleaned, but we'll grab it again. And we can stamp. Not good. Sorry, I flung my stuff across the room here and it got all over the place. Yeah, we'll just, well, we'll go one more. I need a scrap. All right. Now you could stamp it all across the bottom if that tickles your fancy. Feel free. It's your card. You can do with it what you'd like. Let's get a real scissor later on and trim those down. Let's put this on the inside. And then we'll get started on our next card. I am getting ink all over myself tonight. I don't know why, but I am. All right. Put a little card and envelope. So I'll leave that one there. Okay. Where is this kit? I'm going to put all the things back that we need for this one, and we'll get to our next card. I know it's taking me a little bit longer tonight. I felt like I was really organized because I had everything cut and in its place. I think because I'm taking the time to do my cleaning while I'm doing this. Sorry. That and I thought coloring would be a lot faster. All right, the other thing we did not do was to put our embellishments on. So let's get that done real quick. All right, and I'm going to use the lighter silver ones here. So we'll go with a right there. And we'll put one up here. We'll go for a couple more. Why not, right? Yeah, we'll put one right there. Okay. So there we go. Oh, that wasn't even my... Oops. I grabbed one of the cards and put them on. All right. Next, we are going to do a little more embossing. So maybe we'll get that card done because I have something really cool to show you. I was super excited. Now, I saw Sarah Douglas do this on her live on Tuesday. Now, if you don't know who Sarah Douglas is, she is actually the CEO of Stampin' Up! And she does demonstrations. You know, she's stamped. She's a demonstrator, too. I just love that she takes the time to do lives, and she shares them. So I'll make sure I share her video so you can see what she did. But this is kind of my take on what she did. So what I'm really focused on tonight is I'm going to use my glitter paper to emboss on. Now, I never even thought about embossing on my glitter paper. Has anyone else ever thought about that? I mean, it was like a mind blower. I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this here so I can keep track of my measurements as I go. I do have a pumpkin pie marker. And now my little class kit here. So you will need a Versamark. You will need Real Red. I happen to have Cherry Cobbler here. Real Red or Cherry Cobbler and Shaded Spruce. You will also need to have black embossing powder. Now, where did my black embossing powder go? It should have been right in here. Oh, it's right next to me. It's right here. Okay, so let's pull out the contents of our kit here. So now I gave you a piece of the glitter paper here that's large enough to either do the snowman or the penguin. Totally up to you on what you'd like to do. Then you have a scrap piece here, and this scrap piece is for the two trees that we'll stamp. You have a half a circle that's been torn. So we're going to tear it down a little bit more, actually. So, and I want the rough edge to be facing up. Now, one thing about that is you want to make sure you left yourself enough room to stamp your greeting. So I'm going to do my greeting right away. Because if I didn't leave my enough room, then I'll have to die cut another one real quick. So I've got my season's greeting. I'm going to use my cherry cobbler here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get out of there. Hello, Helen. How are you? All right. And I'm hoping I'm centering that. Again, I'm stamping it way far away from me, so hopefully I'm getting it right. All right. Let's get our... Let's see, get this cleaned. All right. You know, I'm feeling cluttered here. I need to figure out what to do. Hold on, please. I need to put a couple things away. Okay. All right. So there's that, and that. Okay. Feeling better now. Oof. When I have too much stuff out, it just kind of throws me off some days. All right. So now add that to my pile of stamps. Okay. Now, where did my circle go? Okay. So now, next thing I want to do is I'm going to stamp my trees. I think this will be big enough. So I'm going to take Shaded Spruce. Now, if you don't like the trees, so we're using our Snowy Wonder stamp set, and we'll be using the coordinating dies. I just think this is so adorable. This will also be one of the Super Saturday or Super Sunday. It's probably going to be Super Sunday. We tend to have to watch babies on Saturday, so it'll be Super Sunday that I do this one. But we're going to be featuring this as well. So, and it's not just going to be cards. It's going to be all sorts of different things. All right, so let's grab our Shaded Spruce here, and I'm going to just stamp one of my trees right here, just like that. All right. Now, on this other scrap piece is where I want my other two trees. All right. Okay, done with that one. All right. So we'll be die cutting those out in just a few minutes. Now, I need my little tweezers, which I think I just put away. Let's see here. Where did it go? There it is. I need that out. And I am going to pull in my Pool Party ribbon. Where did it just go? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So this Pool Party ribbon, I gotta tell you about it. So write down this number. It's item code 162980. This is on sale for like $3.20, I think, in our clearance rack. So get some of this. This is really cool ribbon. It's crinkle ribbon. It's from last year's celebration. So yeah, get your ribbon because it's $3.20 for what, 10 yards? Is that what's on here? I don't remember anymore. Does it say? I think it's 10 yards. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of ribbon for $3. Okay. So I digress. We're going to get our Versamark. And is this my sticky one? That's not my sticky one. Sorry, I wanted to get the one that was really sticky. Alright, so we got our Versamark. Oh, yeah, so you can see that I accidentally let my powder blow all over this. I turned my fan on. Okay, we're going to grab a block here, and we're going to grab out the little penguin. Again, you can do the snowman. He actually turns out really cute, too. But we're going to do our little penguin. And with this piece, you can fit two penguins or just one snowman. So, take your pick what you want to do. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and just get this all nice and juicy. And I'll stamp it right there. You don't have to use an embossing buddy on here. It kind of doesn't work if you do that. I'm actually going to stamp two of them right away. because I pressed down kind of hard on that first one, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. All right, then we're going to take our black embossing powder and now I find that I have to tap that a lot, and then I go back and add a little bit more. Okay. Okay, give it a good flick. Gets off the loose stuff. All right. Now, it's not going to be solid because that glitter paper is kind of bumpy, so keep that in mind. All right, we're going to grab our little tweezers here. Two. And so I'm really just getting all the parts of my card ready to go so we can assemble it pretty quick. So this one takes a little bit longer to heat. But it's really cool. It has a little bit of a glittery sheen when you do it. And it gets to be like a little fuzzy. Ooh, he got a little bit of stuff in his tummy. Oh, well. This is actually why I usually stamp 2 of them. But yeah, I was super excited to see that you could stamp on glitter paper. And you can stamp on all the different colors too. Let me see if I just have my color samples here. We had them earlier. All right. So now I took my Berry Burst and I stamped the hang ornament. And I took the old olive and I stamped one of the little sea turtles and one of the Christmas tree from the Peaceful Evergreens or something like that. So you can do the different colors. All right, we're going to die cut this out along with this. So let's bring in our mini but mighty guy here. I will need my 2 pieces to emboss. I mean, die cut. So my tree and my little guy here. Now, if you're not a penguin fan or a snowman fan, you could do the house. How cute would that house be right on here too, right? I think I may have just make a couple and play around and just use the same exact layout and just try the different things on there. So we're going to grab our tree and our penguin here. So you do need 2 trees. Only need 1 penguin. And then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie marker there and actually color in his little beak and his feet. It's shiny, it's sprinkly. Yeah, candy canes on shimmer paper, very, very pretty. The challenge with that is it takes a long time to dry when you stamp red on your white. But if you had red glitter paper, you could stamp with your Versamark and get your candy cane shape and then just use white embossing powder. That would look really good. Okay. And alrighty, so let's see. Let's grab our, okay, we've got our pieces for our card. So we've got our 2 trees, our penguin, our greeting. We'll move this all out of the way. And now we're going to bring in our card parts. So I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. Okay. On yours, in your card kit, if you place your order of $40 or more in my online store, this one's going to be scored for you, just because I got to be able to fit it in the envelope. So let's go ahead and get it the rest scoring. So the first score that you actually want to do is you're going to score this at 2 inches. All right, so I got my 2 inches, and then I'm going to go over to 4 inches. And then you would slide it to 5 1/4, which I've already done for you. All right. Then we have some Designer Series paper. So you have a piece that is 4 by 4. Okay, and you're going to be cutting that down. So what you'll end up cutting that down to is, where are my other pieces? Are they in the, hold on, they're in the box. At least I think they are. Yep, they're all sitting on the end of the box. Hold on. I've already done mine ahead of time. So, and what I'm using is, this is the actual Halloween Spells Designer Series paper. That's what we're using tonight. All right. So, on this piece here, this piece will have to be cut down to 2 inches. So we're going to cut 2 inches. So it should be 2 by 4. So we got our 2-inch piece. Right, it's 4 inches. I just want to make sure it's 4 inches there. 4 inches there. 4 inches there. Okay. So we've got our 2-inch piece. And then we're going to do a 1 1/4 inch piece. All right. And then we have this 3/4 inch piece. So we're going to be using all 3 of those. You also have another piece in there that is 2 inches by 4 inches. I mean, sorry, yeah, 2 inches by 4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and decorate our card front here. So we've got these 4 pieces. You have a 1 inch by 4 inch strip of Pool Party. You're going to add this strip right to that. Let's start with this one. Nope, sorry, I'm going to start with the smaller one. So the 1/4 inch piece. And I'm just going to run it down the whole length here. This is our fun fold card for the night. Next week, I think I'm going to be throwing in a 3D project, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So then we've got our other 2-inch piece here. Why do I have that cut wrong? I must have scored something wrong. All right. I cut something wrong. What did I do here? Sorry, I had to go back, and I feel like I measured something wrong. Oh, it's supposed to be 1 3/4. Oops. Okay. Good thing I didn't hear them down yet. These 2 pieces need to be 1 3/4 by 4, not 2 by 4. I was wondering why it wasn't working quite right. Okay. So the other piece is still 1 1/4 inch. These are 1 3/4 inch each. So I'm going to put these 2 here and here. And you're centering it right between those score lines. And then we'll take this one. Come on. This one's going to go here. All right. Yeah. Fold that back this way. Okay. So we have a little bit of a fold here. We're going to take this piece and this one and this one. All right. So now I've got a piece of basic white here. If I can stop throwing it around. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah, I was using it for a different project, and I don't know why I grabbed it out, but I did. So that's what we're using. So we're just going to lay that on the inside here. Just center it. All right. I'm going to add some adhesive right on this flap right there. Just to hold that down. All right. Next, we need to take our 3/4 inch piece and our 1 inch piece and adhere them together. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. Where did they go? And this is going to be a little stopper for us. So we're making a little bit of an easel card here. So I'm just going to put this right here. I'm going right to the bottom of my white. Okay, did I have that completely cut wrong? All right, well, okay. I feel like that piece that I grabbed was not the right piece, so the piece of white that I grabbed wasn't the right piece. So, all right, so now we've got our little, like, kind of tent, like, card. So, all right, so just trying to see here some of the comments. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Beth, you're going to really love embossing, I'm just saying. Because it, like, it makes everything just pop out. It's like a really, I don't know, it's a fun feeling. Once you do it, yeah, they're right. You're never going to go back. Come to the dark side with us, honey. You'll really enjoy it. All right. Just going to use regular adhesive for this piece. Especially now that you learn that you can emboss on glitter paper. All right. So I'm going to put one over here. And this one, I'm actually going to tuck in right kind of right there. I'm going to put my little penguin here, right between those two trees. Again, if you're going to be using the snowman, you'll just kind of have to figure out where to center your trees at. All right, there we go. Oh, I forgot to color him in. Okay, we'll color him in really quick. So I'm just doing his nose. I'm just dabbing in there, just kind of dotting. I'm not really coloring. I'm just dotting that in there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to adhere this to the front of our card. Okay, I just want to make sure you can see that without me having to lay that down. So I'm just going to actually just take adhesive to the bottom and put that right here. All right, so that's our card like this. When it's open, it'll be like that. But I felt it needed a little bit more, so this is where I brought in this ribbon. So it's our crinkle ribbon here. I'm just going to tie a knot right over on the side. I don't want it too bulky, but yet I felt it needed ribbon. All right, so did we get to all 4 cards already? Or do I still have one left? Oh, I have one left. It's a, actually, it's a hot chocolate holder. It goes quick. It really does. All right. It is actually one of the things that I do in my craft fair. And I'm really hoping the scissors will work here. All right. So, yeah. Again, have sharp scissors. Okay. So there we go. And now we'll just add our little sprinkles of gems here. And I'm going to use the smoky slate ones this time. So put one right down here. Put another one up here. One right there. Okay. I'm just adding 3, but you can add more. All right. So that is card number 3. And our last but not least card is going to be a hot cocoa holder. It is using one of my more favorite stamp sets and bundles. I know you know I love it because you've been hearing and seeing a lot of it. I still have a lot more ideas for it too, just saying. But we're going to be using our More Than Autumn stamp set and dies. Now, we're going to make it Christmas, okay? So we're going to be pulling in our Tie a Bow Designer Series paper. So what you're going to have in your package is you will have a full sheet of the Designer Series paper. It'll be random on what sheet goes in there. Okay, I happen to have this one already cut up, but you're going to have a whole 6x6 piece. All right. So on here, let me show you the finished card. This is what we're making. All right. Now, I don't happen to have an extra packet of cocoa, but I'll show you how it goes in just a moment. So I've got my dimensionals. I've got a couple things already kind of done ahead of time that I'm going to pull out just to kind of save us a little time here. All right. Where is, okay. Oh, it must be in there. All right. Alrighty then. We'll just go with this. Okay. So I've got a piece of Real Red. Now this measures 11 by 3 3/4. Sorry, I was looking at my wrong sheet here. I got to make sure I have the right one here. Okay. And what we'll do is we're going to score it at 1 3/4. All right, so score it at 1 3/4. And then we're going to score it at 6 3/4. So I'm going to have to turn my trimmer here. And slide this like this. Okay. Get my scoring blade out of the way. All right. So now I'm going to go to 6 3/4. Where did I put my other score? Make sure I have it there. Yep. 6 3/4. And now 7. All right. Okay, we can move that. Oh, we'll need to cut up stuff. All right. All right, so now we have this little 1/2 inch bend right here. That is going to hold our hot cocoa packet. All right. And then a little flap for the top here. Okay. All right. So just have it all lined up. There you go. Okay, so we're going to move this off to the side for right now. And now I'm going to need... Now I've cut down my Designer Series paper already. So what you really need to have is a piece that is 3.5 by 3 3/4. All right, and that's going to be your little front piece right here. Then you have another piece that you'll need to cut down to be 1.5 by 3 3/4. So that's going to be your top flap here. Now, if you want it the same, you can have it the same. Totally up to you. On this one, I did do it, but I just grabbed an extra scrap here and just changed it up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and cut that piece down. So that needs to be, like I said, 1.5 by 3.5. So here's my 1.5 by 3.5, and now I have a little piece that's about 3/4 of an inch, yeah, that I can use for the top there. All right, handy dandy. And then you'll still have another strip that you're going to be using for your cups. All right. So let me just get this piece adhered on. So that will go in the front. I like to open this up just to make sure I can get this centered. All right, there's that piece. All right, I'm just going to adhere this one in here right away. So that, again, is 3.5 inches long. And we're going to put it on this flap. One, two, three. All right. Oh. No, that wasn't very straight, was it? Where is it not straight at? I think this piece wasn't straight. Sorry, I took that off for a minute because it wasn't straight. It was wackadoodle. All right, there we go. Okay, so now in your envelope, you'll have a circle. So this is from the Stylish Shape Dies. Okay, that's slow. You're talking down. And then you're going to have a white piece in here. So what you'll do is you're going to stamp a single cup on here with black, all right? On your scrap here, you're going to stamp 2, and I'm going to do it in the other color. Stamp 2 of my cups here. So I need a cup. I need that, whatever, frothy foam stuff. Cup, frothy foam, and we'll need another thing out of here in just a moment. But right at this moment, we need to grab a block here for our cup. And I need a block for my foam. All right, so let's start off with this piece here. We're going to go ahead and stamp it in Memento Black. All right, so I have 1 cup here. I'm going to take my piece of designer paper here. I'm going to stamp 2 of these cups. And then I'm going to die cut out both cups. You can fussy cut them as well. I might have to fussy cut them because I stamped them kind of close. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. And now I need 2 of my foams. I'm going to be stamping in Crumb Cake. So 1, 2. All right. The other thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to take a piece of your Real Red here. You're going to put a piece of adhesive paper on the back because you're going to die cut out the word Cocoa. I already happen to have mine die cut out. So, yeah, I cheated. All right. Let's go ahead and get this cut out. And we're going to do a little bit of paper piecing here. So, have a little bit of fun. Just a little playtime for us. So, we'll get these die cut. And we got a little bit more stamping to do. I need my dies now, which I forgot to pull out. So, I need my foam. And we're going to take one of those too. Okay. All right. So I have my foam, my die. And I just want a little heart. Okay, foam. And cup. I almost feel like, you know, there's sometimes where I wish they'd have duplicate things in their dies. This is one of those times. I mean, I suppose I could always buy 2 of the same die set, but I don't want to do that. All right. So I've got my little heart here. And I just need my other piece of foam. Got my little cup there. Of course, I had that already done, but I don't know why I did it again. Get this one in. All right, we're going to get our 2 Designer Series papers in. I really hope it doesn't bounce around. And it did. Oh, that was way off. Hold on. All right. So our last piece of foam there. And our 1 cup. And now we just need our last cup. And we'll be done with die cutting. We'll get assembling. And we'll make our little treat holder. So I like to, you know, when I'm doing Christmas things, I like to always throw in a couple little 3D projects. I hope you don't mind that. Next week will be it'll be like a gift card holder box. Because we all need gift cards, right? We all need to give gift cards. All right. So, all right, die cutting is done. Let's just move that out of the way. Oh, we need this out. Okay. Now, I've got my Time for Cocoa, right? I need to put my sentiment on here. And my sentiment is, this calls for, oh my goodness, come on. Maybe that's where I had the other sentiment. Maybe it got stuck in here. No, looks like I have all the right ones. I still have not found that other stamp. I've looked everywhere. So I'm thinking it probably got dropped in the garbage. Or stuck to something. I just haven't figured out what. Alright. So I've got that. This calls for, I'm going to stamp it right towards the top of my circle here. I know, that should be in red, but I had already cut it. So it's staying that color. Alright. And the other thing I need to do is stamp the word hot. So let's grab that out right away. And where is hot? Hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot, hot. Where are you? Where is hot? I know it's in here because I just used it. Hot. Oh, that's why. I was looking for just the word hot. It's hot cocoa. So we do have to kind of adjust here how we're going to stamp. So what we'll do is I'm going to grab our red. And I'm going to just ink the word hot. I'm going to take one of my cups here and stamp hot right on there, just like that. And I'll clean all those up later. We'll get going here. All right. So now we've got all these cups, right? So we're like, what are you going to do with this now? Well, I'm going to put this on here. So let's actually take my tape off here. Where's my pick? Let's get the adhesive sheet off. Now I sat watching a movie with my husband and I think I cut about 20 of these. So that's why I had an extra cherry cobbler one. Alright, so that calls for hot cocoa. This calls for cocoa. Alright, just like that. Now we need to adhere our little foamies, so I'll need my liquid glue. Okay, so the easiest way I have found to do this is to just take my liquid glue and just run it at the top here. And we'll put that right on there, just like that. Alright, now we're going to take this and we're going to trim this out. So I'm just going to trim this piece here. So actually, you could actually just have your one cup. You don't need to have multiple cups because you're going to use your top and bottom on one of the designer series paper and your middle on the other. All right. So now we're just going to put this right there. Okay. So you got your hot cocoa. So we're putting that one right there. And now on this other one, we're going to go ahead and take our adhesive and just do the opposite. Now this I've done many times over the years with various different stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Has had. I think it's one of my more fun favorite things to do. And then again, a little bit of adhesive across the top here. And hopefully it comes out. It's getting clogged because I didn't have it put the right way. All right. So we have that there. You could add sprinkles. There's little sprinkles. There's little peppermint candies, whatever you would like to do. I didn't happen to do that this time. All right, so my original card was just using a different piece of designer service paper. So now this one right here. The trick with this is I've added extra dimensionals here, so you can kind of see. I added like 2 layers of dimensionals so that I could slide that in there. So I didn't have to worry about taking a piece of ribbon to tie it shut or worry about, you know, tape or anything else like that. I just tucked it behind that. So what's important here then is to get your dimensionals and decide how far up you're going to go. So I'm going to do, all right. So I know right about the word cocoa is where I'm going to do this at. So I'm just going to flip it over and I am going to just put a row of dimensionals. Now, if you have the foam adhesive sheets, you can use those too. But you're going to do 2 layers. Again, that gives you the ability to kind of tuck that front flap in there. All right. Alrighty, so there's that. And I just want to make sure that wherever I'm putting this, it's below. Make sure I have it straight. All right. Okay. That way that flap can go there and it's not going to get stuck on those dimensionals. All right. So now I've got my hot right here and my other one right here. And I did do this little extra heart. So I'm going to put this little extra heart. I'm not going to because then it makes it Valentine-y. And I don't want it to be Valentine-y. All right. So in here, I want to make sure wherever I put this foam that I'm not going over the top of that flap because it'll get bent. So I want to keep it a little bit lower. And I'll need to put double dimensionals on this corner then. So we'll put them right here. All right. And we'll add a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to grab my regular, grab this. And I'm just going to put some right here. If this comes out, oh my goodness. I am not having luck with glue today. Oh, well, what happened there? Well, that's interesting. Okay, third one was a charm. All right. So I have that there. And I think I may be able to put 2 more back here. So we'll just stack these 2 together like that. And we'll put that little sandwich right behind. Now, you may have to use mini glue dots to do that with, but you'll find out when you go to put it there. There we go. All right. And now this one, I'm going to tuck kind of behind here. So I'm going to glue part of it to my circle, but then I still have to have my double dimensionals here. So I can have, I'm going to just put them right up next to each other. This will make a lot of fun for your house because you'll have dimensional backings everywhere. And it's okay. All right. We'll put a little bit of glue on here. Come on. Oh, come on. I thought this was just working. Okay. I'm running out of glue. I have all my other glue put in little kits and packages that I've been making up. All right. So now we'll pull out our things here. And let's just put some of these on here. I'll use the regular silver one. Okay. I suppose it really doesn't matter. I can use whatever ones I want. Let's, well, put another one. I don't know. Right here. Right here. And, I don't know. Maybe another one right there. Okay. There we go. And what you'll do then is you slide this open. you take a glue dot, and then you put your, where'd it go? Well, you put your hot cocoa right there. What did I do with my little hot cocoa? Here it is. In fact, I was making so many of these, I actually have to run out and buy more hot cocoa tomorrow. All right, so then just have your glue dot in there. I only use one single glue dot because it's going to be held in here. So I'm not too worried about it. And someone's going to be using it, so why have a lot of adhesive on it? But there you go. If you felt you needed a piece of ribbon around there, you can. But otherwise, this will hang in there just fine. All right, so let's bring in the 4 cards that we did for class tonight. I hope you enjoyed all these. And again, we'll get to making the supply list a little bit later. Again, it won't be tonight because I'm a little tired. All right, so we have our Yuletide Village for our first card. And then we made our little Christmas friend moose. So Yuletide Village, Christmas time, Christmas friends. And then we had our Snowy Wonder easel card. And our hot cocoa holder. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's class. Again, if you'd like to get this class kit for free, all the die cutting will be done for you except for, you'll need the More Than Autumn or something in your stash. And then you would need the die cuts for the Snowy Wonder. You would need that yourself. Okay, so your stamps, your ink, your adhesive, you need to supply yourself, but I will supply you with all the other things, the die cuts and everything else like the circles in your kit. All right, so have a wonderful weekend. It was great that you joined me here. I really appreciate that you spend time with me. I hope you love these videos as much as I love to do them for you, and I'll talk to you later.